Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. For our electricity and magnetism application in real life or technology, the topic that we're going to cover is renewable energy sources. Now I'm going to introduce to you our group members. There's Mia Shazrina, Jacqueline, Shafawati and Nur Arisha. And all of us is from F150 Group 1. Now let's move on to the introduction. Renewable energy, which also referred as clean energy, comes from natural sources or ongoing processes that are continually replenished, and it is sustainable and environmental friendly alternatives to traditional fossil fuels. These sources harness naturally occurring and replenishing elements, providing a cleaner and more environmental friendly option for power generation. The major renewable energy sources include solar power, wind power, hydropower, geothermal energy, and biomass. The significance of renewable energy sources is it can reduce global warming by reducing carbon emissions and air pollution from energy production. We can combat the adverse effects of climate change, ensuring a safer planet for future generations. The second one is inexhaustible energy. While fossil fuels are finite, the sun, wind, and water are endless sources of energy. This ensures that we have a continuous, unending supply of power. The third one is stable energy prices. This is because many types of renewable energy are cost competitive with traditional energy sources. And the last one is improve our health, because by using renewable energy, the cleaner the air and healthier the population be.
Next is electricity and magnetism concept. Electricity and magnetism play a crucial role in renewable energy source, particularly wind generation and conversion of energy. The interaction between electricity and magnetism, known as electromagnetism. This relationship form a basis for renewable energy system. For example, in wind turbines power generation, which are used to generate electricity from wind energy. When the wind turbine blades rotate, it derives a generator convert the mechanical energy of the rotating blade into electrical energy. This conversion process involves magnetic field in generator, which induce electric current in a coil or conductive wire. This relationship allows efficient conversion of wind energy into a usable electricity.
Hi, I'm Jackson. I'll continue with the detailed exploration about the renewable energy sources. So, renewable sources can regenerate continuously with no human intervention, and these natural energy sources, such as the sun or wind, are often called clean or green energies. Unlike non-renewable energy sources or fossil fuels, have limited reserve. Their procurement process is slow, making it difficult to keep up with the current pace of consumption. For your information, wind and sun sources of wind and solar power, respectively, are the fastest growing renewable energy sources. Data from the International Energy Agency annual report points to a 17% increase in wind energy and to an 18% growth in solar energy in 2021 compared to the previous year. Besides, hydroelectric energy is by far the most prevalent, accounting for 83% of the world's electricity generation from renewable sources. It may seem counterintuitive, but China is the global renewable energy leader, even though China was the world's largest carbon emitter. China hosting nearly half of the world's total operating wind and solar capacity. They are also the biggest investor in renewable energy worldwide, where nearly half of the world's low-carbon spending took place in China in 2022. In addition, the measure of resource quality and quantity are unique to each resource, but for each of the renewables, resource quality and quantity affect the energy input to and the effective capacity of a generation facility. So next is the examples of real-world implementation. The first one is hydropower, which provides benefits beyond electricity generation by providing flood control, irrigation support, and clean drinking water. The second one is wind energy, which commonly used in generating power and electricity for applications such as construction windmills, power vehicles, and cargo ships. The third one is solar energy, which use include solar lighting, portable solar, and solar transportation. The next one is the examples of real-world implementation for geothermal, which including heat pumps and electricity production, which generates electricity from the Earth's heat. The last one is biomass, which use include for creating transportation fuels, chemicals for making plastic, and other products that typically are made from petroleum.
Next is the benefit of renewable energy source. The first one is environmentally friendly. It is because renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, hydro, and biomass produce little to no greenhouse gas emissions during electricity generation. Thus, it helps in mitigate climate change and reduce air pollution. The second one is it can improve public health because due to renewable energy source is environmentally friendly, it leads to lower rate of respiratory disease, cardiovascular problem, and other health issues associated with air pollution. And the last one is renewable energy source also considered inexhaustible energy because they naturally replenish and are not depleted when used to generate power. For example, solar energy is harnessed from the sun's rays. This source of energy is always available and does not diminish when used. Next, the challenge of using renewable energy source is have a higher capital cost than traditional energy source. It is because renewable energy source require large initial investment in equipment and infrastructure due to advanced engineering and manufacturing process. And renewable energy source also can be considered unreliable for electricity production because renewable energy source depend on the weather and can be intermittent. For example, solar power generation is limited to daylight hours and can be affected by cloud cover. This variability makes it challenging to ensure consistent and reliable supply of electricity.
Next is future development and innovation. The future development and innovation for renewable energy sources, first of all, is with water scarcity likely to be an issue for 2/3 of the world's population by 2025, finding an alternative sources is vital. With this, hydro panel is created and its function is it can turn air into water, making it a one-of-a-kind renewable water technology that uses the power of the sun to extract clean, pollutant-free drinking water from the air. Collected water is then mineralized for ideal composition and taste, making premium quality drinking water a readily available sources. A hydro panel is almost the same like solar panel, but instead of creating energy like solar panel, it creates clean, safe drinking water without electricity hookups or infrastructure nearly everywhere. In this picture, we can see that on the left is the hydro panel and on the big picture is where the hydro panel is being used. One hydro panel could eliminate the need for 54,000 single-use plastic water bottles over its 15 years lifespan, the company for the hydro panel says. So far, Sources has installed panels in 50 countries and has projects underway to provide water in hard-to-reach areas. Next is solar power windows. The windows in the image are solar panel. This transparent renewable energy sources has been developed by California-based Ubiquitous Technology, which says it could revolutionize solar power. Usually, solar panel doesn't allow visible light to go through into the solar panel, but instead it absorbs it. But in this solar panel's window, the glass is treated to allow visible light, what we see, to pass through it while absorbing and converting invisible ultraviolet and infrared light into electricity. The company says the solar windows can generate up to 30% of a building power needs. And lastly, for innovation and future development for renewable energy sources is solar canals. Solar canals could both do save water and generate power. First of all, California is prone to drought. The first 22 years of this century were the state's driest period since the year 800, prompting fears of a mega drought. The problem has been made more acute because the state's water distribution system uses open canals, which means that the water evaporation percent is more likely to cause the state to become more droughty than ever. But startup Solar Aquagrid is trialing a scheme to roof over the canal with solar panels, generating power and cutting evaporation, which means we can prevent the California drought. If all 6,400 kilometers of the state's canal were fitted, it is forecast to save 283 billion liters water a year and generate power for 9.4 million homes.
Now that we have innovative and less expensive ways to capture and retain wind and solar energy, renewables are becoming more important energy source, accounting for more than 12% of US energy regeneration. The expansion in renewables is also happening at scales large and small, from giant offshore wind farms to rooftop solar panels at homes, which can sell power back to the grid. Even entire rural communities relying on renewable energy for heating and lighting. In essence, renewable energy is where we should make it our future. Its variety of advantages, from environmental to economic, present an irrefutable argument for its widespread adoption. As we stand at the crossroads of an energy revolution, the importance of renewable energy sources become important. The energy sources can promise our world a brighter, greener, and more sustainable tomorrow. This is the list of references that we use in order to make this video. That's all from us. Thank you.